Imagine you have been sitting in a dark room your entire life. Behind you, a fire burns. Between the fire and you, people walk back and forth carrying objects, and their shadows flicker across the wall in front of you. You cannot turn around. You have never turned around. So as far as you know, those shadows are not shadows at all. They are reality. They are everything. They are the whole world. Now imagine someone cuts your chains. You stand up, you turn around, and the fire blinds you. Everything you thought was real was just a shadow of something else. And then someone drags you outside into actual sunlight, and you cannot see anything at all because the light is too much, too real, too overwhelming. And when your eyes finally adjust and you see the actual world for the first time, trees, sky, color, depth, you realize something that changes everything. You were never seeing the world. You were seeing a projection of it. Plato wrote this story around 380 BCE. He called it the Allegory of the Cave, and he was not writing about a cave. He was writing about you. The prisoners in Plato's cave are not stupid. They are not weak. They are simply people who have only ever seen what they were shown. From birth, they face the wall. The shadows are all they know. So when they see a shadow of a bird, they do not think shadow. They think bird. When they see a shadow of a tree, they do not think shadow. They think tree. The shadow is the most real thing in their world because it is the only thing in their world. And here is the part that makes this uncomfortable. The prisoners are completely confident. They have entire conversations about the shadows. They develop expertise. They build systems of knowledge entirely about things that are not real. And they are never wrong because within their world, within the cave, they are perfectly accurate. The shadows do behave consistently. The prisoners can even predict them. Shadow knowledge is still knowledge. It is just not the whole picture. Then, one prisoner gets free. He turns around. He sees the fire. He sees the objects being carried. His entire model of reality collapses in one moment. Everything he knew was not wrong exactly. It was incomplete. And then he's dragged upward out of the cave into sunlight. And it is agony. Real light after a lifetime of shadows does not feel like enlightenment. It feels like pain. The eyes resist it. The mind resists it because your entire cognitive system was built around the cave. Reality, when you first encounter it properly, does not feel like coming home. It feels like an attack. But eventually, the eyes adjust and he sees the sun, and he understands for the first time that the sun is the source of everything. The light, the growth, the warmth, the actual world. He did not know the sun existed. He thought the fire was the source of all light. He was wrong, not because he was foolish, because he had never been shown anything else. And then Plato does the most interesting thing. He sends the man back into the cave. The freed prisoner goes back down, back into the darkness, and he tries to explain what he saw. He tries to tell the other prisoners that the shadows are not real, that there is a whole world above them, that the sun exists, that everything they know is incomplete. And the prisoners do not thank him. They do not celebrate him. They laugh at him. His eyes have adjusted to sunlight, and now he cannot see the shadows clearly anymore. He is worse at shadow knowledge than he used to be. So, to the prisoners, the man who escaped and returned is not enlightened. He is blind. He is confused. He is wrong. And Plato notes quietly that if the prisoners could, they would kill him. They nearly did kill Socrates, Plato's own teacher, a man who spent his life asking people to question their shadows. They gave him hemlock. So here is the question Plato is really asking. What are your shadows? Because the cave is not a place. The cave is any system that controls what you see without you knowing it is controlling what you see. For Plato's contemporaries, it was tradition, religion, the unquestioned assumptions of Athenian society. For you, it might be different. It might be the information you consume every single day, curated, filtered, optimized, not for truth, but for engagement. It might be the beliefs you inherited before you were old enough to question them. It might be the social circles that decide which ideas are acceptable and which ideas mark you as strange. Every person in every era lives inside some version of a cave. The question is never whether you are in a cave. The question is whether you know which wall you are staring at. The man who escaped the cave did not become free because he was smarter than the other prisoner. He became free because something forced him to turn around. He did not choose the discomfort. The discomfort chose him. And that is perhaps the most honest thing Plato ever wrote. Enlightenment is not comfortable. Seeing more
shore of reality does not feel like peace. It feels like losing the ground beneath your feet. The prisoners were comfortable. The freed man was not. Comfort and truth are not the same thing. They never were. Plato wrote the cave as a warning and an invitation. The warning is that most people will spend their entire lives describing shadows with enormous confidence and never know what they missed. The invitation is that the exit exists. It has always existed. The chains are real, but they are not locked. You just have to be willing to turn around.